Hello. Buttons. All right, I'm gonna paint. This series is gonna be me painting a full commission. I have this Max Tac Commission to do. It's Cyberpunk Red, Zone Red, from a guy that I do work for. So I am going to walk through how to do this from start to finish. These are pretty cool. They're pre-printed bases, so that'll save us some time, and they're cute. I'm just gonna have to be really careful when I glue the minis to them not to smear glue onto that, but that shouldn't be too hard. All right, so these guys, I'm actually gonna put these away for now so they don't get anything on them while I'm spraying and such. All right, let's set those there. So what I have, these models are really fun. They're the newest ones from Monster Fightclub, for Cyberpunk. They're coming out in a Kickstarter, I believe, that is being delivered soon. Or maybe you can buy them now on their website. But I do sell Monster Fightclub stuff, so if you're interested in getting any of these models, I can just send me an email. robothouse27@gmail.com. Or you can find it on my website at robothouse27.com. All right, so what I have, I'm gonna use this primer, airbrush primer, airbrush. So first I'm gonna do this, and then while the primer's drying, I'm gonna talk through setting up my commission. What do I do every time I start a new one? So I have painted things, Cyberpunk things for this customer before, and I will be painting more and more. So I got a glove here so I don't get paint on my hands. Actually, I don't like to get primer all over my hand when I'm priming, but sometimes I forget to put a glove on because I'm just going, ooh, we got water in here. All right, now we have paint. So that's primer. Always, always, always shake your primer. Shake it for longer than you need. I just used that recently, so I didn't have to shake it as much, but even when you use it, shake it some more. That's really usually why you're clogging when you're using your primer. As I've said in other videos, my pressure is pretty high, so I just real gently prime. I just make sure I get all those angles. Then I'll go back over them one more time. So I'm going to do this twice, just to make sure they're primed well. Get all the angles. And this will give me a good starting place with the black. Because these models are, they're just getting better and better for this game. This game's really fun too. We play quite a bit of it. It's a nice little break from big games. You have like 10-ish models and you get to, or less, push them around the board. And the rules are simple enough that you don't have to spend a bunch of time on them. Alright. There. Just prime them up. Easy peasy. So I'm just going to break this up into each step. Each video will be each step that I do on the minis. Some videos will be shorter than others, obviously, but I figure like somewhere between 5 and 7 short videos to show how I would get through this commission. There we go. Look, I'm out of primer. So I'm going to do it again. Just real fast coat on the second coat. That's pretty well covered enough. I'm also going to put paint on them. But this primer is to help bond the paint to the material, whether that's resin or plastic or whatever. And this stuff does a pretty good job. I usually just prime things and then they sit there for a day. I'll kind of start out my week priming. A little bit. Getting all the projects I hope to accomplish that week primed. It never fails that I don't have everything ready for my whole week, but it's kind of how my week goes. This is one of the projects I got going this week. I also have some Chaos Marines, a Defiler, some Infinity Minis to paint. I got a Blood Bowl team to finish. That one's mine. There we go. Primer on. And then I like to just do a quick zenithal just so I can see the minis. So what I'll do is I'm going to take a little bit of white and this thinner. And I'm not going to do a heavy zenithal, but just want to get where I can see where all the colors are going to go. Where all the details are, is what I'm trying to say. I want this open. So my purpose of my videos is that I'm not going to edit them. I'm not going to cut them. I just want you to see how I paint my minis and that I can get things done fairly quickly when I know what techniques and things I'm going to use ahead of time and kind of have a plan. So I'm going to let that black dry for a second, and then I'm going to spray some white. So what I wanted to show is this note. Okay, so I use my notes in my phone, so there you go. Max Tac for Cyberpunk, John's Max Tac for Cyberpunk. So it has, as a heading, it has what it is. You can easily search notes. These are all commissions that I've done, and they are all have, and some other lists and such, but they have all of my notes on any commission I've done. That way I can easily search it. So if I even did something, what did I do? Lord of the Rings commercial. Here's a commission from 2021, and it has all the steps that I needed, and then and what I charged the person and all that. Anyway, we don't have to go through all that, and I also throw pictures in there if it's like a returning commission. That way I can have like a picture of what I did, a picture of their reference, all of that. References are a big deal. But on this one, I'm just going to start like it's a fresh commission, like I've never done this stuff. So I'm going to type in here and just put step 1 is going to be primer. And so I kind of have an idea where I'm going to go from there. So I'm going to go primer, and then I'm going to go spray white, and then whistle white, and then spray blue. Which blue is it? I'm going to use this ultramarine. Marine Air from Army Painter. And then from there I'm going to go back with the black and cut black. Highlight crystal blue, highlight uniform gray, and we're going to see where we are with those steps. All right, so that's all of my steps, and then each time I get one done, I'm going to just tap it and give it there's a little list button if you haven't used this. And you can tap it, and you can write your stuff in a book. It's just have your stuff written down, especially if you're doing Warhammer. Have a list, have all your things in line, because you don't want to forget what blue you used on whatever step you had. And if you do weird stuff like specific to that army, you want to know what you did. Yeah, I don't know. That's how I keep on track with all my commissions that I do. And I paint a lot. So next up, I am gonna zenith all this real fast, just so we can kind of see the minis a little more. Is this bright enough? I was told, someone was like, it's not bright enough. And if you have any suggestions on things I should paint or things you want to see, I'm totally down to do for that. And if you have any questions about painting, feel free to DM me on Instagram, or if you know me on Discord, or email me. I'm always willing to chat. Painting is what I do. I teach a lot of painting classes, a lot of airbrushing classes. I teach kids a lot. So this is my gig. I love the community, so that's really what I do. And I'm trying to get, with these videos, trying to get more involved online. Anyway, and as you can tell, I have no children here at the moment. In my other videos, I've had my kids home, but just to get started on this one, I wanted to not. So here we go. This is just the zenithal. So I'm coming from that 45-degree angle, and I'm just gonna go light tappy taps. Light tappy taps. I'm gonna say it over and over when I'm airbrushing. You don't want to drown it. Look, now I can see where everything is. Look at all that detail. It's so much more detailed than it seemed when it was just a black blob on the screen. Light tappy taps. Oh, a little bit heavy, but that's okay, because this isn't my finished product. Look at that guy. Now he has some details. Oh, here's another one. Light tappy taps. Light tappy taps. Light tap taps. And another. Had an airbrush class this week. On Sunday, had 3 guys come over to the studio, and I had printed off some what looked like land raiders for Horus Heresy, so they could practice painting something, and then they all did really great. You can see you might be able to see that on my Instagram. Robot House Benjamin. There we go. And just a little more on this guy. Alright, now we got Max Tech models. Alright, so this is going to be the airbrushing video. So I'm going to get that. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, there we go. So, move on to video number 2. If it's out, which it should be. If not now, but soon. And then we'll get the blue going. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do all the things. Be kind to each other. Y'all are the best. Party on.